So I'm just gonna do a reply. I just got some, like, I just checked my Truth Talks 253 channel. I'm gonna do a quick reply. I'm the real Derek, and I'm not in real life, and I'm not hostile. If there's any real people who want to talk to me, I'm gonna be at. No real people are here, so I'm not even gonna say it. It's not 2022, is it? Or did you go back, real people? Regardless, Russia is proxying everything. So I'm just getting proxied. I'm getting proxied out by America. Because I know America, I know American citizens, I know humans. I know American citizens. I know humans. All right, and this isn't normal. My teeth look a little sharper than normal. Just gotta take that note. I ain't been brushing my teeth, so a little, you know. But regardless, I'm not in real life. So what was the comment said? The comment said I'm delusional. I'm not delusional. So look, let me tell you what happened. Let me just break it down, and you can look at the YouTube videos and then go over to D Hustle 253 and check that out too. But let me break it down. So I was working at, like, I don't even know where should we start? Let's start. Where should we start? Let's start. Okay, I was living on Madison Street. When I was a little kid. I remember being a little kid, all right? So when I was a little kid, I lived on Madison Street. I don't know the address to that place because I never knew the address to that place because I was too little to know the address, and I never took the time to actually learn what the address is now. But it was on Madison Street. It was a duplex. I lived there. While I was there, I lived as a kid. I lived with my mom and my dad. And I had a brother named Brian and a brother named Jason and a brother named Wesley. And I had a sister named Kenya, and she was born, and I lived there. And I cut my finger on a SpaghettiOs can. My dad helped me get my finger out of the SpaghettiOs can because it got stuck. I swallowed a penny. I went to the hospital. My mom took me to the hospital. We came back. We moved to 6530 South G Street. My dad was a mechanic. I'm still not in school yet. This is before school. So before, like, I think probably like 95, I want to say I went to school, maybe 96, maybe. That's where you start kindergarten. I had Head Start in kindergarten. Anyways, I lived 6530 South G Street. My dad was a mechanic. My mom worked at a doctor's office. You know, my brothers went to school. My mom got a Lincoln Town car. I don't know if that was before or after the station wagon got wrecked because they got in an accident. It was said it was a drunk driver. It was at a stop sign. I think it was over there. It was over there by the mall. There used to be a Sears there, I think. It was by the mall. Jason cut his head. Right? Jason cut his head. We were all in the car. Wrecked the station wagon. My mom had a Lincoln Town car. Lived at 6530 South G Street. The house was like a teal color, like a teal blue color. Like, kind of like my car. And I'll show you my car color real quick. So you can see it's like a teal blue. So lived there, first grade. My dad told me about electronic cash. He was real excited. He told me about the halvenings. Like, just like it's the same as Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin. He was telling me about the halvenings. He just called it electronic cash. So, and then, like, my parents started drinking and stuff. My parents never drank. They started drinking wine coolers. And then we started having problems in the house. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but basically, my dad was out the house. My mom had a stepdad named Jake. And so my mom had a stepdad named Jake. I had a stepdad named Jake. It was my mom's boyfriend. A stepsister named, is that Alicia? A stepsister named Lindsay, and a stepbrother named TJ. So these are the three people that be going through everybody. They're spies, and they're government by themselves, and they're the syndicate, and they're by themselves. So they be going through everybody. They be taking over everything, and those are the people. So that's when it started. So I went to first grade, and then I remember staying with my dad. We was all staying with my dad after that. There was a summer. hanging out with my mom's boyfriend's parents were old people. There was a summer, and then like, you know, going to like RV camps and stuff like that, and you know, and then I remember staying with my dad. We stayed with my dad. My dad stayed with Milton. Went to first grade again. I had the same teacher again. It was Miss Twig, Fawcett Elementary. So I think I was supposed to be in second grade. I didn't even know this information, but this is what the government's telling me in my head, and then correlating it to with my memory. Oh, that makes sense. So I wouldn't have known that if they didn't say something, but it made sense because you don't go to summer and then not go to the next grade. And I didn't fail, obviously. I'm not stupid. I can't fail. So I did first grade again. And then I stayed with my dad. Then we was kind of like homeless. We was like in a little limbo with my dad, and we was all my family, my siblings, me and Jason and Wes and Kenya. And then we ended up staying at the Salvation Army. It's like a little place where they take care of homeless people. So they gave us a room with some beds so we could stay there, and they fed us and stuff. And I think my dad, I don't know exactly what happened to my dad. I think he got some help from the VA or something. I wouldn't know. I'm a little kid. And then or Social Security. I remember we went to Social Security office. I wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying, what means he was doing. But I remember we got a place to live, we got an apartment, we had a computer, had video games and stuff, and we were going to school, and my dad he had a computer. He was on computer. This when the internet was, this is like 90, so I had to have been like 8 years old. So 8 to 9 years old, you know, and we got internet, we got dial-up, we got joystick on the computer. We're playing the NBA jams and stuff. Going to school, I had Miss Braxton. She got replaced with Miss Naomi. Second grade, I got in a fight with Chad. Second grade, my stomach would always hurt. Second grade, go to the nurse, lay down. I think they had the Commodore 64s. Whatever those big computers were there. I don't know what they called them. I think that's what they called them, though, because I did some research. I think that's what they were. Second grade, mom comes back. Mom comes back. We was living in Chateau in the Tree, B13. Mom comes back. Mom, dad back together. Domestic violence. My dad had to go to jail. Dad comes back like a day or two late. He just came right back. He's in jail. He came right back out. I don't even think my mom didn't press charges. That's what she wanted to say. I don't want to press charges. Don't want to press charges. Don't want to press. My mom didn't want to press no charges. He was drinking and stuff. And then I went and stayed with then the cops asked us too, who you like better, your mom or your dad? And we say mom, because it's mom, you know. It's because it's mom. It's because mom does everything, you know, it's mom. So, you know, we say mom. So we stayed with mom, and mom, you know, when we was with mom, we never had problems ever. Mom was always mom, you know. So we said mom. We stayed. Then we moved to 6244 South Houston Street. Stayed with mom and the siblings. 3-bedroom. Went to Manitou Park, Mrs. Robinson, 3rd grade. Met Robert Isaac. We walked to school and stuff, and like we walked to school and home to school. He lived by me, Robert Isaac. 3rd grade, Miss Robinson. 4th grade, Mrs. Heinzman. 5th grade, Mrs. Heinzman. 6th grade middle school. 7th grade middle school. 8th grade middle school. I was on the basketball team. I'm in this yearbook, grade middle school, year of whatever year that was. So 2000 and you know, whatever that was, 2 or 3 to like 2003, 2002 or 3, and then 3 years, something like that, somewhere around there. Went to grade middle school. Went to Mount Tahoma freshman year, but I skipped all the time. Oh yeah, and then 2005 was the first time I hit weed. That was like the first time I like hit the weed, passed out, woke up, and I felt different. I actually felt different. It wasn't the weed. That's the 2005 incident. I'm not Michael B. Jordan. He had the same exact, he was like laser cut precision me. So when the Creed movie first came out, I think it came out in 2015. When it first came out, I looked at it. I was like, oh my! I looked at it. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, he looks exactly like me, like laser cut precision on exactly his physical, how he looks, from the head to the ankles, because he was wearing boots. Oh, he looks, and he even had the widow peak. He even had the same widow peak I have, the perfect widow peak, right? He had, well, they messed mine up now. It's a little, it's just kind of rough. This is all, custom made, right? Just make me look the same while I'm a different, look like a different person. But he had the same exact widow peak. I thought it was a clone. I was like, oh, they can clone people or something. And it's just a clone. That's what I thought. I didn't think nothing of it. And then, anyways, where am I at? So I went to freshman year, and then we moved. My dad came back too at Houston Street. Dad came back. And then we moved to M203, West Ridge Avenue West, 2620, West Ridge Avenue West, M203. We stayed there. I would always come back to the old neighborhood though, because that's where my friends were. I would ride my bike over to the old neighborhood. That's where I met Jordan at Michelle's house. And then Jordan got my number from Kenya, because Kenya would go hang out over there with Shaylin and Wes, and I think we'll go hang out over there, and they would all hang out, Shaylin, Giovanni and stuff, the kids and stuff. And that's what she said. She got my number, and Jordan, that's where I met Jordan. Jordan started talking to me. I'm hanging out at Matt Fight's house, at Matt Fight's apartment. He's with Kelsey, not with Sarah Vigil, but he's with Kelsey. And I'm talking to Jordan on the phone. Jordan, she told me my dad passed away. Didn't believe it. That's when Dad passed away. I think that was September 2006. All right, and then we move again after Dad passes away. That was just for a short period of time we lived. I didn't even go to school when we lived in the M203. All right, didn't even go to school. So then we moved to F9, apartment F9. That's when I started going to school. I had to do freshman year again. Jordan went to school with me. She went to the high school though. I went to the junior high because she was in 10th grade and I was in 9th grade. And then that's where I met Jordan. And then went to school, Curtis Junior High. Then I went to Curtis High. I skipped school a lot too. That was bad influence on Jordan. That's the bad influence part, skipping school. That's the only bad influence on Jordan. That's it. The only thing. That's the only bad influence. Other than that, no problem. Other than that, and then I went to the high school. Jordan moved to Linwood. Went to go to the high school. And then I just made my own. I was like, I want to go to Job Corps. So I would go, like, and the thing is, Jordan would pick me up, like, her against her parents' will, of course. We were doing behind her parents' back. And, we would spend time together. She would take me to the house. I got caught under the bed. But I made my own decision to go to Job Corps. I was like, I'm going to go to Job Corps because I want to get my shit together. And I want to get a job when I'm 18. I want to get my shit together, get a job right when I'm 18. I don't want to bullshit no more. I don't want to bullshit. Because I've been bullshitting in school, but I ain't going to bullshit at work. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to bullshit. So that was the plan. And then I had a fake Jordan. I went to Job Corps. I took painting. I worked at Big Bend Community College. There's like a bunch of details I can go through, but I'm just kind of going through the gist of it. And went to I was gonna get kicked out of Job Corps because I got in trouble. I got in trouble a couple times. So when LH headbutted me, there's a small chip in my tooth. Right here. Yeah. It's a very tiny chip, but it's a chip nonetheless, right? So that's why I said something. That's why I snitched on him. So he chipped my tooth. Like, he hit me though. Like, he hit me, and it was just some petty shit because I didn't answer the phone, and then he thought I was trying to impress my girl because I was on the phone with my girl, and I guess he was trying to make me look stupid, so he headbutted me, and I got hella mad, and then I noticed my tooth was chipped, so I was like, okay, I'm saying something because you're not supposed to hit people, and I got damage on me, chipped my tooth. That's why I said something. Other than that, I wouldn't have said nothing. I'd have been like, whatever, and then it would have just cooled off. But because my chip got tooth, I said something. He got kicked out. I get all the way in trouble, the most you can get in trouble without getting kicked out. So I got in trouble too. And then, during Job Corps, I got a fake Jordan. So It's like, I don't know if they're not humans or what, but it was like Michelle's son, right? And like that was Jordan, right? I didn't know anything, but in my reflecting in my memory with what I know is possible now, that's the body it was for sure. If not the person, that was the body. And because they could change the body. So that's what it was. And it wasn't the same person. I didn't know anything. And I stayed with Jordan. Didn't know anything. And then the relationship was kind of just mostly sex after that. Because it was a different person. And then, actually, I ended the relationship and we got back together. And then I got out of Job Corps anyway. I got a car. And then I broke up with Jordan. And then we got back together. And then I lost my car. And then Jordan lived she lived across the bridge, right? But she was already different people. And she lived across Gig Harbor Bridge. Because she moved from like Linwood to the Gig Harbor to back over here. And then I was selling weed. And then I stopped selling weed. I sell weed for like a year or so. Stopped selling weed. I lost my Social Security card and ID when I was selling weed. I didn't lose it. They stole it. And then I started working. What was that date? I want to say it was like a November 2009. I started working at IMS, Integrated Management Systems. And that's when I started working at IMS. So that's when I'm a person now. So I'm tracked. I'm a person. I have a job. I'm a person. I don't have a cell phone. When do I get a cell phone? So I worked there. Well, I had a cell phone, right? I had Kenya's old cell phone when I was at Job Corps. It got taken from me. And then that's how I talked to Jordan. And then that cell phone got taken from me. She never sent me naked pictures. So that's the government actually catfishing my girlfriend. And then no, that was somebody in her body. So I told her my phone was getting taken away. So they're talking to me in my head, and they said Jordan just sent me naked pictures out of nowhere. But no, it's not true, because I told her my phone was getting taken away before it got taken away. Because I was on the phone with her when my phone got taken away. So they're trying to lie. I don't even think the real Jordan even knows about this. So they're just trying to say that Jordan just sent me naked pictures out of nowhere. Like I didn't ask for them or anything, out of nowhere. So that tells me they just don't want to admit that they catfished my girlfriend. Because if this was my girlfriend, if I say, hey baby, send me some naked pictures, she's probably gonna send me some naked pictures. Like she sent me like she was like in lingerie, just a little thing, nothing too exposed, nothing exposed that it really exposed, And she had underwear on, you know what I mean? She wasn't sending me nothing crazy or nothing naked pictures or anything, but that they just don't want to admit that, or somebody went into her and sent pictures. So that could have been when I lost her, But I think I remember a conversation where she said she sent me pictures. And I was like, baby, I don't have my phone. So something happened there, but that's the government. It's the same people. That's the same people. That was where the syndicate works, was Job Corps. So, and then I get out of Job Corps, I sold weed. Started working IMS 2009. So I get a cell phone. I had a little AT&T phone when I was selling weed. And then I had a Boost mobile phone when I was selling weed. And then, so I did have a cell phone before I worked at IMS. And then I went to, I started working at IMS. See, this is where it gets a little crazy, because I was working at IMS. I was still with Jordan. And then, see, I was still with the real Jordan. They mixed it up, but they put it back, right? But then the Jordan, my real girlfriend, she had an experience with another person that she thought was me, right? Because if I had the fake Jordan, then she had the fake me. So that fucks up the relationship. That tries to fuck it up because the relationship wasn't the same, right? And then eventually that ended, and I was jobless after IMS for a while, and then I ended up getting whatever. I ended up going back to IMS. See, but there was some in between time. I worked at like Houston Logistics with Chris. And then, yeah, that was before I went back to IMS, I think. And before, well, that was when I went to Houston Logistics. So I went to Houston Logistics, met Chris. I got laid off from Houston Logistics, just worked there for like weeks. And then, go back to school. Not go back to school, go to school. I went to Clover Park Technical College. And then when I went to Clover Park Technical, that was in 2013. I don't know the exact month, but it was in 2013. Probably on my resume. Go to Clover Park Technical College. So after going to Clover Park Technical College, I started working at China Walk. So I was donating plasma at the Griffles. And then I was like, man, I need a part-time job. Came out of the Griffles. It says now hiring at China Walk. So go to China Walk. She's trying to give me deliveries right when I walk in. Can you deliver this right now? We pay $3 a delivery. You keep all the tips. And I didn't have a phone. I didn't have a GPS. So Wes, my little brother Wes, had a friend named Matt. He was a white dude. He was like a Polish white dude. Matt had a brother named Derek as well. But anyways, Matt, he had a GPS. He let me use his GPS like a little TomTom type of thing. And then that was my initial China Walk navigation, delivering Chinese food at China Walk. Then I could upgrade to a cell phone. Wes was getting a new cell phone. He gave me a new cell phone. He gave me his old cell phone. That's 253-302-1324. So I get his cell phone. And then, so now I'm navigating. So I'm working. I'm going to school at Clover Park Technical College. I'm working at China Walk. And then, I meet Keanu Owusu. So that's when my body changes. I buy this car. I'm still working at China Walk. I was also working at All Star Staffing. And then I got that job at Bremerton 2016. So, and then we moved from F9 to, what was it? F9 to M3. So at M3 is when I was working at Houston Logistics. And then went back to IMS. And then we got Home Depot. And then I quit. And then I went to school. That was all at 2315 West Ridge Avenue West M3. Then I go to school, work at China Walk. And then like March 2016, I moved into 8101 South 19th Street with my family. March 2016. October 2015, I bought this car. Yeah, that's what I was trying to buy, was a physical car. I wasn't trying to not buy a physical car. That's because Keanu Owusu killed me. So Keanu Owusu killed me. It was a black girl. She was a beautiful black girl. And like, it was weird though. The thing that was weird about it, because I was meeting her at a hotel. So I didn't say nothing to her. I was meeting her at a hotel. She was ordering Chinese food. And then one day she said something to me. She said something to me. She's like, how old are you? So obviously she said something to me. So then I started texting her, and then boom, and then we started sleeping together, and then boom, I wake, and then I'm different, right? I got sick, I puked one time, and then my body was different. Right? And then when my body was different like that, that was when I slipped on the ice. I had to save the food, and I hit my back right here. On the back left side, I hit my back. So there was probably like some type of mark, some type of permanent thing you could tell what body I was in when I hit my back right there, because it hurt bad, and I was limping for a while. Michelle tried to give me some Icy Hot to take care of it, because I was like, oh, I messed my back up. She's trying to give me some Icy Hot. So I think I finished. So where am I at? Yeah, because I was working at Houston Logistics, 2315 M3. There was Chris, and Chris had a girlfriend. Her name was Jamie, that looked just like my baby. Her name was Jamie. She was a white girl, though. And then, or you know what? It looked like Lindsay too, though. But it looked like Jordan too, though. But it was Jamie, so the body actually came from James, the dude I used to sell weed to. Which actually still might be the same person. It could be Lindsay, because they're like Russians. They call themselves aliens or whatever. But anyways, yeah, I was selling weed at F9. So where am I at? They're messing me up. Y'all messing me up. Where am I at? March 2016, moved to 8101 South 19th Street, working at China Walk. I got my Security Plus, and Kelly, my teacher, said if you get the Security Plus, they'll find you for a job. So I got my Security Plus, which is it's Department of Defense standard certification to work for the government around and do anything with secure computers, or not secure computers, just computers at all in the government. It's like one of the requirements, or especially secure or secret computers, or whatever private information. So like that's the standard certification for that. I get that. They reach out to me for a job. Stephanie Lopez, Bear Staffing. I start working at Honeywell at the Navy base in Gig Harbor. I start working there, just recycling old computers. Do nothing special. They pay you better money than the other jobs. They gave me the job because I had my Security Plus, but it really doesn't require it. But it's on a military base, so maybe that's just how they do it. Didn't think nothing of it. And then so from there, Nicole was there. Nicole gave me the job. Nicole hooked me up with Andy. Andy hooked me up with the job. Or I think, yeah, she hooked me up with the job with Andy. Andy hooked me up with the job at Regional Health Command Pacific. Regional Health Command Pacific, that was from August 2016 into the end of February 2018. So when I was working at Regional Health Command Pacific, that's when I started rapping. That was June 12th, 2017. I was getting a bunch of certifications. I got my Net Plus. I got my Net Plus on base. I got my Linux Plus. I had to take four exams. I failed. There's 2 exams, and I failed the first and the second exam at one time, the first time I took it. So the Linux Plus, I took four different exams. I took them at, my go-to was TCC, Pearson VUE Testing Center. I would also go to the Clover Park Testing Center. Then they moved the Clover Park Testing Center to the other building. But I passed the Linux Plus. I got the Project Plus. I did all that. Well, I did that when I was during my time at Region. And then I start rapping. Then I remember after I get laid off from Region, so my head looks different. So I was growing my hair. I was like, man, why is my hair so messed up and so thin? My hair was real thin. I was like, what the hell? I was getting my hair braided by Caleb Jermaine's auntie. It was just thin, and it was just like, I just cut it. I was like, eh. And then I'm looking at my face like, man, why am I so ugly? I'm like, why do I look so ugly? And I have these like indents in the side of my head, and I have this permanent dot on my nose. And I'm uglier, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And I don't know when my ear got crinkled, but my ear's crinkled. I don't know when that happened, but it happened sometime. My ear was crinkled, so it happened sometime around when this happened, this dot on my nose. So I noticed that. So I get laid off. I'm laid off February 27, 2018. That's when I know for sure I did the music. I did all the music. I did the D Hustle. I did the Stay Grinding, Keep Moving, not Keep Moving yet. Stay Grinding, Waiting on Me, Maintain, Beast, Focus, Pretty Things. Did that. I wrote some other songs I didn't release. Another song I didn't release. I did. I made beats on airbit.com. They sound like real shit because they lowered the quality on them, so they sound really crappy quality. That's what I got started to make it beats. The first beat I made was Reckless. I gave it to Nick Venus. I called it Reckless, and he wrote a song. Reckless, living without cause, living life reckless, showing my teeth. All y'all a dinner for my next main feast. I never took it literal. I just thought he was just acting an ass, just a rapper acting an ass on a song. That's what I thought he was. He was just being ignorant, just acting an ass, just saying stupid shit. That's what I thought he was doing. I never took anything literal, but that was the first beat I made. Yeah, they're out here doing the same, learning how to drive. Someone's learning how to drive. Do that. That's not normal. That's when they're stealing from me. Anyways, so that was the first beat I made. I also did that. There was that other, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Ha, ha. That person came over there. So that was when they sabotaged my room. My room smelled like shit. Right, and then I got that bed when did Nicole go to Turkey? That's when they gave me that bed. So that when they gave me that bed, I think it was like October or something. October 2017. So at that point, that's where they can like move me back and forth to like real life. They can like hide me. Like, and no one knows where the fuck I'm at, and like, no one knows what the fuck I'm like, and they can change my reality. So from that point, it's fucked all the way. From that, so that's like October 17. It's fucked all the way from that point. And then so 2018, and then I got into Bitcoin mining April 2018. I bought 3 Bitcoin miners, the S9s. I was buying video cards and shit. I was mining crypto. June 12th or May 22nd. I think it was May 22nd. I think that's the exact date. I had to go to Tech Systems. I'm trying to get a job. They trying to hook me up with a job, and then I go back. Then they needed me to come back. They needed my birth certificate. They took a copy of my birth certificate. I think it was a copy of my birth certificate, anyways. And then on the way back, that was the last day. That was like May 22nd, 2018. That was the last day I had the blow and go device in my car. You see this mark right here? It's like a little mark because I had that blow and go device in my car. And then I had a camera right here. There was a camera right here, and I think it was 2 years. I had to pay like $100 a month for that because I got in trouble with the DUIs. Like when I was with the Kiana Owusu, that was when I got the second DUI. And they get reduced, so they cut you deals. So it's not like I'm a drunk driver, and I'm not an alcoholic either. I just happen to get caught. They set everything up. But so it was like May 22nd. That was the last day, and then they crashed my car. I think it was Rob Nolan that crashed into me, or Mike Novogratz, one of the two, or both. And then, I couldn't get my license. From that point on, all inconvenience. All inconvenience. Everything's against me at that point. Start working at Providence June 12, 2018. Everything's against me, but I'm not tripping. I try to play cool. Because I'm not salt about nothing. Whatever the fuck they doing, they ain't gonna do this forever. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nothing of it. I don't think everything of it. I'm not paranoid or nothing. Like, I know what they're doing. And then they're like drugging me. They're like drugging me, and like, I thought it was like some good drugs, like not like meth or anything, but like some shit that makes you smarter or something. It's like, oh, this must be some secret shit that they give you to like make you smarter, and then they're fuck with you at the same time to see if you're because I didn't know people couldn't be the real people. So now their excuse is, oh, they're doing this to see if they're the real people. And estrogen too. They want to feminize men. So that's not good. Just not good. So Y'all start working at Providence June, September 10th, I get permanent employee. I still had an N918 number. I never had a P number at Providence. Always an N918. I quit there April. I moved, so it was January 2019. I moved to 7801 South K Street. Because my mom was acting like a crazy bitch and she was drugging me. And I was getting drugged also too, but in like the restaurants and the Starbuckses and stuff. Because I started drinking coffee. And then like they were drugging me and stuff. And then so I moved to 7801 South K Street. I got a new ID while I was there too. They changed my license number. And then I moved again from there to 2635 Cascade Place number 5 because they were poisoning me and drugging me and putting shit in my food, the same shit that my mom was doing at my house. Like it was the same person. Like the same person that would live there was the same person that was my mom. So I moved to 2635 Cascade Place number 5 and I'm not doing shit. I was making music and shit. I put out Transforming the Industry. I didn't put out On the Grind because that's what they were expecting me to put out because they're using me. They're literally using me. I didn't put out OTG. And then I put out I Know and Transforming the Industry at that time. And I wrote more music too, but I didn't put everything out. And then and there's like different melodies and shit. Like I was freestyling, like I was making a beat, freestyling in my car, freestyling a beat. That's the Roddy Ricch the Box. I was freestyling a beat in my car. That's February 2019. It came out September 2019. I was freestyling a beat in my car. And then so anyways, 2635 Cascade Place number 5. Lived there. April, quit Providence because they're doing the same shit. They stole money out of my house. They're like moving shit around. They're taking my clothes out of my house, putting it back in my car, doing all types of crazy shit. They did more crazy shit after I quit. So I quit, started doing crazy shit. And then like I woke up, started feeling hella different. Like I woke up like hella scared, just feeling hella scared. Fucking get in my car, just drive away and shit. Just drive out of state and shit. Feeling hella scared. Then I noticed, oh, it's the same people everywhere I go, every state I go. It's literally the same people. I don't know anything. You know, so I bring my ass back home. Like literally the cleaning lady at the hotel room I stayed in, literally went, like I think it was the cleaning lady, went in my car. They took the registration from my glove box and put it under my driver's seat. Like they're fucking with me like this. So then I take my ass back home. I'm all fucked up all the time. I'm getting drugged everywhere. I'm sweating all the time. I don't have a job because I quit my job. Trying to get a new job. The people are asking me questions. Trying to get a new job are asking me why I quit my last job because it's all the same people. I don't know anything. And then no one's paying me. After I quit the job, I'm not getting paid. I was making money at the job. I was making an hourly wage at the job. I was making $27 an hour at the job. So after quitting the job, I'm not getting paid no more in April. And then, you know, May and then June, I moved back to my house. Because that's where my family lives. Like, yeah, I'm going to move back to my house. I took out some loans also in February, bought some crypto. So then I go back to my house. And I had a perfect credit score. I never planned on fucking up. I never planned on losing my identity. That's not what I would have done, you know, ever, under any circumstances. And ever. And that's not why they did this. That's just another excuse. So then I moved back to my house June 2019. That's where you got Truth Talks 253. And then I get kicked out of my house like June 2019 because it's not even the real people. I can't really defend myself. The police are fake people too. The mental health people didn't see a problem. So my mom's calling all these people. It's not my real mom. She's calling police and shit on me. So then I live in my car. That's D Hustle 253. That's on this channel. I live in my car. That's from June to about like October, November. That's when Kevin K was the cop. Jacoby from Curtis was the cop. They took me to the hospital. At the hospital, I see the real people I know. I see Jelaine Moore, Jace Moore, Brandon Grant, Joshua Meyer, that girl from Job Corps. It was Kramer's girlfriend. Robert Isaac, Nadesha McCrae, bodies all mixed up too. Who else I see in there? I see Austin Duffy, you know, I just see different people, and I see people from Providence. I see Andy Smith. I see, because that's the person I know is Andy Smith. If that's Tyler Gorno, that's the person I saw as Andy Smith, because Andy Smith was going through people when I worked at Regional Health Command Pacific. I saw him go through Eric McClung at least when he was moving to Oregon. So he was the guy, he was like the person in charge at the mental health facility, right? And then all of a sudden there's like telepathy, right? All of a sudden people talk to each other in their fucking head. I saw Jay Curtis in there too. So anyway, I see all the people I know. They're not acting the same. They're not in the same identities. They switched me over to the other side. I see people I know. I see family members I know. They're in different identities. They're scared. I was crying, letting it all out, crying. You know what I'm saying? Because like the government fucked up. This is fucked up. And shit, they're giving me meds. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Completely healthy, everything. All my behavior in the mental health facility is completely healthy. Completely normal and healthy human behavior. And then, because I'm not even supposed to be there. Like, I was calling the cops on terrorists, and then the terrorists took me to the fucking hospital, and because they can't take me to jail. But they want to, you know, they want to shut me the fuck up. So that's where I'm at. And then, you know, voices in my head, shit like that. Taking meds. So I get out, live back on. I try to go back to my house. My mom's a Russian lady, and she's just hella crying. She's trying to fake hug and all this crying. I just felt hella uncomfortable. And like, they were like fucking with me, fucking with my body. I don't know if they were copying me or hacking my brain. I just felt hella uncomfortable. So I left. I lived in my car for like another month or so, or two. January 2020, I go back to my house. My mom's acting cool. So I kept going back to my house because I want to take showers and I want to call them out and I want to, you know. So I go between January 2020, my mom's acting completely normal. So I go back in January 2020, I go back to my house. I live in my house for like a month. Everything's normal. Go back to work, February 2020. I'm at work for like a month. I'm working night shift. And then I switched to, I'm applying for IT jobs too. So I'm trying to go tech, it was a brief for tech systems, and like there was like Sound Transit and any job. Like I'm applying for jobs. This is 2020, February 2020. So I switched to day shift. And then right when I started that job, February 2020, they turned off my cell phone. 253-459-5807. I had another cell phone too. Ben Smith sold it to me. I didn't keep it for that long though, because it was like hacking me. So I threw it out the window. Ben Smith sold it to me. He was in disguise. And when I saw him, I made sure he knew it was me, because I knew it was him. But yeah, they turned off my cell phone. And D-Hustle 253 documents a lot of this. But they turned off my cell phone at, they also like locked my Coinbase account at one point. It's all documented. Truth Talks 253, D-Hustle 253. They turned off my cell phone, 253-459-5807. Also, too, just to backtrack, it's all a little bit out of order, but also at the time when I was at Providence, I think it was sometime after September, give or take, I switched my number from 253-302-1324 to 206-513-1389. I didn't live in Seattle, though. So that's the phone number I had, like, I think from, like, September 2018. And then, February 2020, I got that phone number. They turned my cell phone off. They tried to make me change my phone number. I get my phone back on. March, this is when coronavirus. So March come, I switched to day shift. On day shift, I had a partner. My partner looked like Alex King. Alex King, I went to elementary school with him. I think it was Mrs. Gustafson or Garrison, or after school activities, we'd play street hockey. We played street hockey in the gym. Alex King was the team leader. There was also a fake Alex King, but I'm talking about the real. I think it could have been the fake Alex King, but because he had a synthetic body at that point, so it's probably the fake one. But the real person, that was the real person. So my partner looked like Alex King, but he was a different identity, but he looked like Alex King, but his eyes looked like animal eyes. Looked like a puppy's eyes. You know how like those little white puppies have like those really big, black, dark eyes? That's what his eyes looked like. This is at the same time coronavirus on TV, I think it's a joke. Don't even take it serious. So coronavirus on TV, on day shift, my first day on day shift. I'm switching to day shift to get used to day shift because I'm trying to get back into the IT job, which is usually on days. So that's what I was switched to day shift. Worked there for like 30 days, switched to day shift. It's about end of February, beginning of March. And coronavirus is on the TV in the break room. I'm like, oh, that's a joke. I'm talking about corona. These motherfuckers tripping. I don't think nothing of it. Not a coincidence, though. The container, so the work I have to do, My container comes from Shenzhen, China, and that they let me know that. All right. The dude next to me looked like Bear. The dude talked to me in my head right now. Looked like Bear in Haiku. He looked like Haiku Poetics, but it kind of looked like Bear because he had the hunchback. But he was eating Hi-Chews, the candy, Hi-Chews. So I look at him, I'm working, I'm busting my ass at work like I always do. And I see a Hi-Chew on my computer desk, because we got the little computer things. I see a Hi-Chew. I'm like, what is this? So I'm like, what is this? He's like, oh, it's Hi-Chew. I was like, oh, okay. So I eat it, didn't think nothing of it. My partner also kind of looks like an animal. I think something of it, but I don't know what to think of it. Like, what the fuck? I think he's normal though, because he's working. He had a little altercation in the break room. I'm like, no, man, don't even beef. I try to split it up, like, don't even beef. And then I ended up leaving work early because, like, I didn't want to sit around and not do anything because they didn't want to. So I work. So I unload these containers, not unload them quick. So I wanted to do 3. So they gave me 1, they gave me 2, and I bust my ass so I could do 3. Because 3 in a day, that's a days of work right there. Especially for me, I do 3. So I'm trying to do my 3rd. Like, oh, there's no 3rd. That's it. Like, oh man, so there's no 3rd. So I'm like, okay, I can just bullshit around on the floor and help people, But I'm like, man, there's already so many people. Ain't nobody helping nobody. They got 3 people in the trailer. That's inefficient. They're killing production. I'm like, man, and I'm not like desperate for money, and I don't intend on staying there. So I just leave the job, I leave the job. Not leave the job, but I left work. I think I quit that day. They may have been mind controlling me too, because I wouldn't really quit. I might leave the job, like leave for the day at that time, because the work is done. They finishing it up, and I'm not completely desperate for money, so I'm gonna go ahead and go home. I have a house to go to at the time, at least. So, and then shit, it was like, and then like my head blew up that night. So like my head, there's like so much pressure inside of my head, like inside of my skull and my nasal cavity is all this pressure. I'm like, man, what is this pressure? This is just pressure. What is this pressure in my head? And I had a fever and I had a headache. And I wasn't going to work, so I had a fever and a headache and pressure in my head. So then I was I'd wake up in the morning and blow my nose and it'd be green snot. Or it'd be green snot and blood, and a lot of it. I'm like, oh my God. So I think what they can do is like borrow my body and then put it back. So if I go to sleep, they can use my physical body, and then I could wake up, and then like, so they can like be snorting whatever in my body and then put it back, and I have to deal with it. Like they could do that shit. I literally thought at the time, I thought it was a bomb. I thought they probed me. I thought Nicole probed me, like Andy Nicole probed me in my head, and like a bomb went off and I was dead. That's what I thought, But for sure, when that happened, I wasn't physical. That's what I did know. I was not in the physical, for sure. I knew that because I was peeing in the toilet and the physics were off. The water moved different. So I wasn't in the physical. And I'm irritated. I'm irritable. I started making YouTube videos. This is documented. March 2020 is documented on YouTube. And then March 26th is when I wake up. My physical body looks like Kenya. Literally looks like Kenya. Like bones, structure, and everything. So it looks like Kenya. And I feel different. I'm like, what the fuck? I feel hella different. It's like March 26, 2020. I feel hella different. If I'm wrong about March 26th, it's for sure 27th, if not 26th. I feel hella different. I was like, man, I'm hungry. I feel hella different. My lung capacity was really low. Like stupid low. Like way low. Like under 50% low. So like I couldn't breathe like a full breath of air. So there was no food in the house. So I walked to the store. I walked to the grocery store. I got some microwavable food, some chimichangas. I bought some water. I grabbed a beer. I was like, let me have a beer. I grabbed a beer. I just felt like grabbing a beer. I don't usually drink though. And then I went to the weed store. I was like, let me grab some weed. I'm gonna grab some weed because I smoke marijuana. Went to the weed store. And then on my way to the weed store though, I get a call from Sounds Like Nicole. Nicole, I thought was the whole reason I'm in this shit. Like she set all this up. I don't know who Nicole is. I think Nicole is Andy. I think Nicole's a terrorist. So I hang up on her, go to the weed store, go back home. And I go back home. My mom is a different person, looking like Tom Damron. right? I think Josh Youngblood. That's what my mom looked like. My mom called the mental health people on me. The people that talked to me in my head were the mental health people. Right? They had an ambulance, a fire truck, and a policeman show up. This is like March 26, 2020. I told them straight up. I told them exactly. I looked them exactly and told them exactly. This is coronavirus shit. They got gas masks and shit on. And I told them exactly what I need. This is not my body. This is not my physical body. This looks like my sister's body. This is not my body, and this is not real physical life. I told them straight up, I need to go to physical life in my real body. If I can't go to real life in my physical body, I need to get back to my real body for this digital life then. That's what I told them. I told them exactly what I need. And then they're just kind of playing stupid, like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I kept asserting myself, asserting. And then they start saying, okay, we're going to help you. We'll try our best. And, I don't have a choice because they're going to force me if I don't go by if I don't go with them by choice, they're going to force it. So, and I tell them what I need. So I figure, hey, you tell them what I need. You say you can help me. All right. This ain't my body. All right. So I complied fully. I didn't say nothing. I was just super chill and complied. Because this is the second time I'm going to the mental health facility and I'm in a different body, but I complied. And then it looked like Levi Cook was in the ambulance with me. I said, this is my first time in the ambulance. He said, me too. He's the EMT. Go to the ambulance. Looked like I saw Ruslan was a white boy. Looked like I saw Tony was a black dude with braids. Looked like I saw a lot of different people in his mental health facility. So I also looked like I saw Shantae. Just different people, different faces, and or different, not the exact faces, but a alternate of the people, So it's different. It looks different, like a different person, but it looks like the same person. And so I stayed there this is March 26th to June 13th. I stayed in the mental health facility. I talk a lot of shit when I'm in the mental health facility. I don't talk a lot of shit. I just say what's on my mind. I express myself. People would look real paranoid in there too. They were real sweating. People were paranoid, sweating. I saw Tyler Johnson was in there paranoid, sweating. When he was sweating, my feet were sweating. And then, I thought we wasn't even on Earth. Like, I think I remember asking the mental health staff, like, is this a spaceship or something? Like, I felt like we wasn't even on Earth, whatever this was. Not even physical. When I was in the mental health facility. And then, I'm walking around in the building, though. Like, the building on 19th Street. But it just didn't feel, nothing was physical. And then, so it was June 13th. I get out, this is 2020. I get out 2020. I get out. My mom was trying to, my fake mom was trying, because it's not my real mom. She's my government mom. But it's my real mom's identity, though. She's trying to get me on disability. They got this lady I'm talking to trying to help me with disability. Heidi, everyone knows her name. And I didn't really want to do disability because I didn't want to lie and say there's something wrong with me and try to get paid. Like, I didn't want to do that. I want to go to work. So I didn't do nothing. I was just kind of sitting around in the house, trying to get a job, but I already knew there were cyber terrorists intercepting everything from my life. I knew I couldn't do anything. So I was sitting around playing video games, not doing much. November, I go back to the mental health facility again because they irritate the shit out of me. I stopped sleeping on that bed too, that's how they can collude, move me around and stuff. So I stopped sleeping on that bed. It's all digital, So I stopped sleeping on the bed. And then people start beefing with me. Like, Wes was beefing with me for not sleeping on the bed. And then I start feeling hella irritated and getting hella mad. And I would start talking. Now, I wouldn't say nothing to the people, but when I was by myself, I was always talking shit, yelling out loud, just because I'm talking to the people in my head. I'm talking to the government in my head, the voices in my head. I'm not trying to like bait people or make people kill them. I'm talking to the government. I'm hella pissed off, like extremely pissed off about the way I feel and about the current situation, right? And the current situation isn't the best, but I do have a roof over my head, but the way I feel makes it even worse, so I'm just talking, always talking crap, right? And I don't ever get hostile, but I do talk to them. I was even talking to my fake family. Then the mental health people would just show up. The Victoria Johnson showed up, and Kirsten from Providence, they showed up. Take me to the fucking hospital again. I get out of the hospital. Which hospital was that? That was Greater Lakes. So that was Greater Lakes. I get out of Greater Lakes. I sell some Ethereum. I get my insurance. I get my insurance, car insurance. I go back to Axel. They gave me a driving job when I don't have a driving record to get a driving job. So I got a driving job, started working at... No, before I started working at Axel, I tried to go back to IMS to throw boxes. But what they did to my body on March 26th, I can't do labor anymore. Because my body and my bones and my body, my muscles are too weak. I don't have enough endurance. Barely have enough strength. I can't do it no more. I'm like a skinny female strength now. And so I couldn't work there anymore. So I left there. And the people weren't even human. They were all robots. And then, this is all my real life. And then, I go back I end up working at Axel Hire as a driving job. I drive to Seattle, I pick up boxes, I deliver boxes. So that wasn't too bad, actually. That wasn't too bad. And then, but they don't want me doing anything. That's the problem. So they have control over my body, and they don't want me doing anything. So they can make me feel lazy. They can make me feel tired. They can make me look like a different person. They don't want me doing anything. So that's what always stops me. And what else happened? So that's like, and then when I go back to the hospital, so they was fucking me up again. Questioning my brother, knocking on a stranger's door. It was Tyler Johnson. I literally knocked on a stranger's door. That was my neighbor across the way. It was literally Tyler Johnson that answered the door. That used to live in my house. So like, at this point, it's like, okay. And I still don't even know, like, whether it be physical or not physical. I think it's real life. And it's just real fucked up at the moment, right? And so they could just be in any house. Like, I don't even know anything. I don't know everything anyways. So then I go back to the hospital. That's when it looked like Maximus Black or something showed up. It looked like... No, I guess that was more like Maximus Black. That guy looked more like... he looked like his brother. And then like Kevin K, Tom McDonald. These are the EMTs and the police and Stuart Weatherhead and stuff. These are the EMTs and the police. They arrest me. They take me to the hospital. I go to Wellfound again. And then, so this is with the 1, the 2, the 3. This is the 4th time going to the mental health facility, go to Wellfound. And then when I get out of I was only there for, so that was like January 21. Get out like March 21. I go live with Jason at Issaquah, Sammamish address. And then, I was just kind of laying around, not doing much. And then I tried to go back to work in August. So in August, they gave me a job. I go back to work. I work for a week. This is an IT job. It's very simple, but I know it's not real life at this point. Like at this point, I think it's real life, but it's not real, like a real job. Like they're just fucking like acting for me, you know? So, but I always thought I was in real life. But real life changed, and they're going through a trend. I thought it was some type of transitory thing, like they're fucking shit up, but it's not going to stay fucked up, type shit. So I worked there for a week. That's on like I had my hair. I was getting my hair braided and stuff. I didn't look fucked up. I had my hair done. My hair was looking good, and I went and bought some clothes and everything because I got a job. I was like, okay, let me get some pants. I bought a few pairs of pants. Bought me some shoes. Bought those black Nikes. Like, you know, look, I want to look decent for work. And then that lasted for a week. And then I recognized I think it was Jelaine Moore was in there. I recognized that one girl from way back when I used to sell weed. She worked in there. So I'm recognizing faces, their different identities. You know, I'm recognizing. And then I worked there for a week. And then August 19th, on the next Monday, I think it was, or not 19th, the 1 week later on the next Monday, I was hella fucking pissed off again. They hit me with the mental illness virus. So I was just hella uneasy. So I just had to quit that job. I was hella uneasy. I was going to cuss somebody out or go crazy. I went outside and started venting, thinking I was going to cool off and go back in. I never cooled off. You know, and then they're just programming, mind controlling me, irritating me. So I left there. I go back to Jason's. I'm like, man, fuck. Like, I'm just hella irritated. You know, it's not my real brother. I can't get a job, so I can't like pay my rent. So the thing is, I think it's real life. So I'm trying to hold my crypto. I'm not trying to not work. I'm trying to hold my crypto. I'm trying to go to work. You know, I never planned on fucking anything up. I never planned on fucking up my credit score. I never planned on fucking up anything. I never planned it on quitting a job and not being able to get another one. You know, in worst case scenario, you know, I got crypto. I'm going to hold that. But I never planned on fucking anything up. So, like, this is August. So, August 21, done with Radiant. And then from August 21, I'm right here. It's February 22 now. That's the story. That's an hour right there. That's the story. Jam-packed in an hour. So that's so now the date is 2:08 p.m. February 24th, Thursday, 2022. That's the story in 1 hour.